Hi everyone, and welcome back to my studio and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be unboxing and testing the Ohuhu marker sketchbook, and I'm also going to be taking a look at the Ohuhu LED copyboard, and to show you how they work together we're going to be drawing this lovely lady into the sketchbook. Maybe you also want to draw something in your sketchbook and keep me company while I draw her. If that sounds good to you, then keep on watching and let's get into the video. Okay, let's first check out the sketchbook. It's still in its packaging. I'm going to take it out right now. You also have the little Ohuhu logo over here and 78 sheets, and I think this is like a sketchbook that you could use with markers, which I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about trying this and seeing how well it works with markers. So let's take a first. Okay, so here we have the plastic thing that you put in between so your markers don't bleed through. And I can also see that the paper is perforated, which is great if you want to take out your drawing that you have made and put it somewhere else, or if you are a perfectionistic person like me and can't really stick to anything and want to rip out a bad drawing. Whatever you want to use this for, this has so many pages, it's actually kind of incredible. Oh, and then we also have a little pocket right here that you can use to put maybe sketches in or cute other stuff. The paper feels really nice and thick. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell on camera, I guess, but it's really nice and thick kind of paper. I don't know, trying to do paper ASMR here. So first thing I always do when I get a new sketchbook is I like to decorate the sketchbook with stickers. I'm a bit nervous about this kind of texture and if it will take stickers well. It looks beautiful, but I'm kind of scared, so we will test that out right now. Let's see, I do have some really fun ones from Ivy and Michelle Coffee, so maybe I'm just going to kind of collage them on here and see what works. I'm really precious with my stickers, but I'm also really trying to, you know, use them up for special occasions. So using them on stuff that I'm going to be using a lot of the time. So I'm not wasting them, but actually putting them to good use. I could also imagine doing like something just like this, kind of as a minimal kind of thing. I don't know. But I also really like the cluttered kind of sketchbook look where you have like a bunch of stuff on there. So I'm probably going to do that. So before I stick on anything on the front, I'm going to try sticking something on the back to see how well it holds the stickers. Just because I'm, you know, kind of scared about the texture. This is a sticker from Cosmic Spectrum's shop. Oh, and okay, it holds stickers really well. Okay, that's awesome. Another bonus point for the sketchbook. So no worries, you can't put your sketches. You can't put your stickers on there, which is great. Because that's like one of the most important parts about your sketchbook, decorating it with stickers. So let's see. I don't want too much of the same artist, so I can have to kind of see. I'm going to do that. Okay, I think I'm done. Might have gone a little bit overboard with the small stickers, but I do like the overall kind of color scheme we have here, or the kind of theme. It is cute and the kind of stuff I like, so I'm pretty happy. I'm going to make a screen now where I show all the artists or their ads. I'm also going to take in pixie stick stickers and I'm going to add those as well. So you can check these out if you would like to. So now I'm going to clean up all this mess and then we're going to go into the actual drawing portion of this. So let's also take a look at the Ohuhu LED copyboard. This basically, is a light table. You could use this to transfer drawings or lines from one paper into the sketchbook or from a sketch paper to a better drawing paper. Especially since a lot of paper, like for example watercolor paper, won't be very well erasable. It will kind of mess with the quality of the paper. So it's really good to have something to trace it over, just to be extra safe and to make sure your drawing will turn out to its best capacity. Hi Mila. Yeah, she's just, the copyboard comes with these magnets. I assume these are so you can kind of fixate the sketch to the paper you want to trace it on. It's magnetic and it will stick, so you make sure that you're not tracing any wrong lines or kind of moving the paper as you go and then end up with a completely different drawing. Then we also have the cable, obviously. Okay, and once you plug it in, you can turn on your light pad and you can, let's see, you can select what kind of light works best for you. So blue, medium, regular light, and then also really yellow light. That's really interesting. I've only seen drawing pads where you could switch between the level of brightness, but the type of light's really interesting. And this is great if you have sketchbook anxiety. So if you are scared to mess up your sketchbook, because you can use this to sketch something beforehand and then trace over the final sketch or the drawing into your sketchbook without any of the pressure, if that makes sense. Or you could draw something digitally and then trace it over into your sketchbook if you want to. So what I'm doing right now is I'm setting up a Procreate file in the dimensions of the sketchbook. So I'm going to do like 300 dpi. Because I'm going to be doing a digital sketch, I'm going to print my sketch and then I'm going to trace the sketch onto my sketchbook page with the light table or the tracing pad, just so I can very comfortably sketch digitally, because that's what I'm most comfortable with for finished illustrations. Also, it's going to kind of take away that first page anxiety because I was able to work here and then trace it over. You know what I mean? So my idea is to do something kind of spring inspired. So this is the main kind of idea I had in the beginning. And then I saw this image and I thought it would be perfect to do some kind of swatches on the paper with different colors of my Ohuhu markers and kind of see how they work with the paper. And here I have the girl that I want to base my character on. I also got some additional flower inspiration right here, just so I have some reference to work with when I draw the flower bush and so on. So this is going to be really handy also because I'm able to look at the size of the paper and kind of move things around until I'm happy with them. I obviously also got some paint windows for inspiration and reference. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them in here. So here we have like a square one, which fits the canvas perfectly. But what I think I'm going to do is move this to the left a bit. And then I'm adding another window, kind of like this, I think. And I want to draw our girl in here and then maybe add some flowers in here. I really like the way this has like layered windows, so that's kind of my idea that I'm going for. And I think I want to again draw the girl here and then maybe like a flower like one of these more round ones that is kind of going outside of the window as well. We should use the advantage that we have with the tracing pad, and I think I'm just going to leave these as they are, and then I'm just going to trace them through the pad. I already have them done and I don't have to draw them from scratch. So I think I'm going to actually do that just because it's so easy. So now I can kind of lower the opacity of these, and now I can sketch my character in here. Maybe I'm going to make her even, you know, stand out of the thing a bit. So I'm now drawing circles to measure the proportions. One circle stands for one head size, so that's what I usually do to keep my proportions consistent. And then I want her to, let's see, I think this is pretty close. I could imagine her either having her eyes closed or open. Maybe we're going to start with open eyes. I'm going to start sketching something. And this is so nice because I can do very rough sketches beforehand and then later on just trace over the cleanest lines or the lines that I want to have for my actual drawing. And you can also do this on a spare sheet of paper. If you want to, you can just, you know, use a paper that's not as precious and just kind of scribble down different ideas and then trace the idea that you actually want to continue with or that you actually want in your sketchbook. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and get the sketch to a point where I feel like I'm ready to take it into my sketchbook. I think she could look really cute with some like pink tinted sunglasses or something, or maybe blue tinted glasses, just to kind of mix things up, because I think I do want to keep everything pretty pink. The reference is pretty blue, but I think pink would be more fun, especially for spring. I kind of associate it with pink and blossoms and that kind of stuff. So I still want to give her that kind of puffy top, but I think I'm going to make it white. I think that could look really cute. Let's see. And obviously I'm not refining this perfectly. This is still just a sketch. I'm going to make the lines and the final sketch in my sketchbook by tracing over this. But this is just great because I can just, you know, move things around, change my mind, add glasses, remove them again, just to kind of see what they look like. And it's just giving me so much freedom, especially since I haven't been working in an actual like pretty sketchbook, if you know what I mean. So the sketchbooks that I typically use are more of like idea books. So I will quickly scribble stuff down. I will quickly like map out a pose or an idea or ideas for a sticker sheet. I will also just write down a bunch of stuff, so do a lot of text, and it just is not pretty. I tell you, I would never show that in a sketchbook tour or anything, just because it's nothing special. It doesn't look good. So that's why I kind of have to get into the habit of actually making a pretty sketchbook again. And I also wanted to say I'm obviously not going to do this with every single page. So I want to mix it up between pages where I do really pretty stuff, so something like this, or stuff where I put in a little bit more effort. And then I also want to make pages where I just sketch down something for a finished drawing or whatever, and just kind of let it hold a balance so that later on when I show it in a sketchbook tour, it looks good and is interesting to look at, just because I love sketchbook tours and I want to have my own really pretty sketchbook without, you know, having that sketchbook envy. So that's my idea, making a sketchbook that is an idea book but also aesthetic, so I can show it later on. And yeah, that's what we're going to try and do today. So, and now I also want to add the flower in here. So the idea is to kind of have like a branch from the bush that she's standing next to. I'm going to add that in here as well in a minute. And she's going to, then we have like a detail shot of one of the flowers here. So it kind of fits into the window and kind of breaks up the stiffness of these very rectangular windows. Maybe something like this. I think this is my final sketch. And now I'm going to merge these together and I'm going to make them really dark, just so later on I will be able to more easily see the lines through the tracing pad. Also going to lightly erase these parts of the windows. And this looks kind of ugly, but once we trace it over into the sketchbook, it's going to look much better. I'm going to print this out right now. And this is what it looks like printed out. It looks kind of big, but that's really good because I need a big, a big sketch to be able to add more detail. But I think, yeah, it works pretty well. Yay! Okay, so now I'm going to keep this on the side just because I want to still use the references that I have. And I'm adding the tracing pad underneath the page, then adding this on top. To turn on the light so we can see. Now, I mean, maybe I need to cut off. It would obviously be easier if I just would be able to take out my sketchbook page, but that's not what we're trying to do here. So now I can kind of see, I can now trace the drawing or the sketch onto my sketchbook page using the drawing pad or the copyboard. And I can use the magnetic thingies to kind of put it down here. I mean, they're not as strong, but they kind of work. And now I can trace my sketch onto the sketchbook page. So this is what the finished sketch looks like. As you can see, I just traced this over to my actual sketchbook. I kept it pretty rough. I'm a rough sketcher. So yeah, but I have everything that I need in order to be able to draw my lines. And I'm already really excited about this. I think it fits the whole squareness of the sketchbook really well. And if I'm able to nail this, this is going to be a really pretty first page in this sketchbook, and it's going to make me want to sketch in this even more. So yeah, I'm really excited. Okay, I have my references on the side here, and I'm now going to be using this Faber-Castell fine liner to line her. Honestly, any fine liner works for this. This is just my favorite one, and one where I haven't crushed the tip yet with my intense pressing down. So that's what I'm using. And yeah, let's get into it. Hey, so this is a quick update. As you can see, this is what I did yesterday, and I wasn't really happy with how messy my sketch was, so I ripped it out. Then I went in with pencil and I did a more clean sketch. You can kind of see it looks a lot more clean, and I'm a lot more happy with this. You can kind of see where I ripped it out. I might be able to cover this with washi tape, and I just put lotion on my tattoo, so that's why it's so shiny. And this is what is so great about having a sketch on a separate piece of paper. I was just able to trace the sketch again and was super flexible. So now we are also able to use this paper for swatches, which is great. So that's what I'm going to do next, see which colors will work best. I already have my markers here and we're going to test them out. Okay, I think I have everything I need. I want to keep the color scheme pretty narrow. I might also need a yellow tone, maybe something really soft. And this is the set that I'm using, by the way. I'm going to leave the exact set on the screen. I don't remember exactly, to be honest. So I'm going to be using the plastic thingy to put in between, just to be extra safe. Although I'm pretty happy to see that the colors, as you can see, they don't bleed through a lot. So you would still be able to use the back side for light sketching. So we're going to start with something simple and easy, I would say. I'm going to use 154 to color this branch, just to slowly ease myself into it. Wasn't scary at all. Okay. I'm going to add some, oops, oh god. I'm going to add some shadow in. Okay, let's start at the top left and move our way down. So I'm going to use 28, I think, for the main frame of the window. So like the top frame of the window. Let's talk a bit more about why I decided to rip out my original drawing and start over. I felt like I wasn't really taking enough time on the drawing. I was just kind of rushing the sketch, I feel like, and then I was rushing into the lines, and I really want this sketchbook to be like, you know, me time and just enjoying the actual drawing process. So that's why I kind of went in and did the sketch really neatly, just because it felt really nice. I was listening to a podcast while doing it, so it's just, you know, enjoying the process and just taking my time with it. And that's also the same energy I want to channel for the coloring process, just, you know, just taking my time, especially since I'm not as experienced with traditional art and markers. So it's better if I take my time and just take it one step at a time. Okay, I now did all the frames and everything. You can kind of see. I'm now going to be, Jesus, the sun is really bright, and also Mila's keeping me company. So I'm now going to do the skin, and I'm going to start with 141 as the base. That's Mila helping me pick colors and everything. I think I wanted to have green eyes to kind of match the leaves on the peonies. So I just used 153 on her lips, and I think I'm going to also go in with 28 to make them look even more peachy, or at least try to. Oh, hi. Well, that's Mila, and you can kind of see her shadow. But I do want to make the upper lip a bit darker. So let's see what we can do. I might add 6, which I also used to make this darker. I might add that on her top lip, just to make it a little bit more, like just to add another tone. Yeah, I think that looks really cute. Okay, yay! So I'm going to continue to use the color I also used for the base of the skin to do the first kind of shading pass. I'm most excited about adding the freckles in a few minutes. So let's shade this face really quick. The blush color I'm using is 153, and I'm going to try and use the blush and possibly blend it with my skin color in case I need to. And so we can kind of see how well these blend on the paper. I might bring it out to the entire forehead. And the skin tone is pretty light anyway, so it's no problem if I go over it a few times, I feel like. You want to make sure to do most of the blending while the canvas is still wet from the marker, just because that way they will blend best. So that's why I'm kind of switching between the two. So I have this brownish Venetian red kind of polychromos pen. I'm going to sharpen it. Like this. And I'm going to try and add the freckles, and I'm going to be using the reference for this too, just to make sure that I make them look natural. Okay, we're nearly done. So I'm going to take out the plastic thing, and here you can kind of see how much the markers bleed through. You can see where I layer, it does kind of come through, but it doesn't bleed to the next side really. The plastic is clean, so that's really good. The paper is holding the marker really well. So now I'm going to add some highlights. I'm using this Sigma Uniball. Okay, let's try again. Using the Uniball Signo like gel pen. It's the one that basically everyone is using. And I'm going to go in and just add some highlights to her lips, and then maybe one to her nose and to her eyes as well. Maybe here. And I might also add highlights to the windows, like over here to the top of them, just maybe to add some depth. Maybe like that. Just some highlights on the peonies as well. You could also add them here for those. Here you can see the finished artwork. For my first time using markers in a while, I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. Thank you guys so much for keeping me company while drawing this, and then also thank you to Ohuhu for sending me the beautiful sketchbook and also the LED copyboard. I'm going to be linking everything down below in case you want to also get the sketchbook or the board. I'm going to be leaving links. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, maybe you want to give it a like or subscribe to my channel. That would help me a lot. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be seeing you very soon in my next video. Bye!